Okay, story time. I see, like, the BBL video that I did is going crazy. So let me just give a full story time to it, okay? This is part one, okay? And this is going to give you guys a lot of advice when you're travel dancing, when you're traveling with other females, and just, how to be on your P's and Q's about certain things, okay? So let's get into it. So back in the day, when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm just kidding. But anyways, back in the day, when I was dancing, like for real dancing, like not just play dancing, how I might every now and then, but really like dancing. A new club had opened in Miami. It was an extension of my home club, and I decided to come to Miami, to celebrate and work at that club. And so this one girl that I was cool with, she had pretty much hit me up and was like, "Are you going?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." She was like, "Well, do you want to get a hotel room together? Like, we can get a rental car. Like, we could just meet in Miami." So I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. Let's do it. Let's do it. Like, I'm down for it." Oh, yeah, this girl had hit me up. Mind you, this girl had been around me a couple of times. Like, she's the type of girl that would, like, pull up for my birthday. You get what I'm saying? But I ended up finding out that she was just pulling up to be nosy. It wasn't pulling up to support me. And the way I found that out, we'll talk about it. Hold on, let me find my concealer. So anyways, I tell her, like, "Yeah, babe, that's fine. Let's do it. I'm down for it, okay? I'm down for it." Moisturizer from Charette Cosmetics, and it is a protective, it's called Protect Preserve. It has sunscreen SPF 50. I use this on my skin as moisturizer. But anyways, so she ends up hitting me up telling me like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to Miami." She didn't want to go alone, and to be honest, I didn't want to go alone either. So I was like, "Okay, girl, like, yeah, we can meet in Miami." So that's exactly what we did. We met in Miami, and to be honest, like, I typically always stayed at the Mondrian, okay? Just because I told y'all that's the trick hotel. I promise you it is. It might not be like that no more, but it used to be. And all my girls, they know. So anyways, she ended up booking a room somewhere else. It was more outside of Miami, and we ended up splitting it. And I was like, I'm okay with that because my intentions were to come make money, not spend money. So I was like, okay. So I landed in Miami, ended up calling her. She was like, "Yeah, I'm at the room, pull up, whatever. Everything went fine. We checked in. So we checked in. Everything was great. No issue. And we started getting ready to go to work. Okay. So we started getting ready to go to work. And let me tell you, like, about this girl. This girl has been dancing for a minute. Okay. I would say she's probably in her 30s. I would say mid 30s. And she's been dancing for a minute. I can tell you that. Okay. Definitely an OG type of girl. And I always respected her just because she was always nice to me. And I'm gonna tell y'all really like what ended up happening with us falling out and why and how I found out that she was pretty much, talking shit about me to men and other females. But anyway, so we end up, meeting up in Miami. Everything's good. We get ready to go to work. And this was when that first bathroom situation had happened, okay? And how that bathroom situation happened is, remember, I had told y'all she had to go to the bathroom. I'm in the middle of getting ready, doing my makeup. And she pretty much was like, "Hey, I need to come in here or whatever." And so I'm like, "Girl, go ahead. You good?" She was like, "No, like, I gotta really go to the bathroom." So I'm thinking, like I told y'all, that she has to number 2. So I end up leaving out the bathroom or whatever. But if you know anything, thank you for whoever just put that active dollar in. If you know anything, then you know that with clubs, when it comes to being a dancer, you have depending on the time you get there is depending on the house fee that you pay. So of course I didn't want to pay no damn $400 or $500 because I already knew they was taxing because we're in Miami. And so anyway, she's in the bathroom, whatever, and it didn't take her too long. She came out. When she came out, she was like, "Don't go in there for a second or whatever." And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, like I said, the girl took a shit. Okay. So while she was in there, she was bathroom, whatever, came out, I went back there and started doing my makeup. And there was a little bit of a, thing, but I'm like, you know what, maybe, she's gonna do her makeup, then take a shower or whatever, because I didn't know if she already took a shower before I landed and she was just getting dressed. But some girls will do their full hair and makeup, then get in the shower. I don't know why, but whatever. So I'm still getting dressed, no issues, okay, whatever. She starts packing her dance bag, so I'm like, oh, she must have showered before, you know, I got here and maybe, you know, she's on her cycle or something. Like, I don't know. I didn't know. But, you know, y'all sit here and y'all be like, gorgeous, you could have told her, listen, naturally, you know, dancers sweat and stuff like that. And she is a thicker girl. She has a lot more, like, you know, crease. She has a lot more areas that could be sweaty, you know. And so, anyways, we end up heading up to the club. We get to the club. Once we get up there, we're getting dressed or whatever. And like I said, this was an extension of my home club. So we already was running shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I already had my locker, like, everything. And this was my first time ever even walking into that club. But I already had my locker with tape on it because one of the owners did it for me. Love them. So anyways, we pull up, we get there, she starts changing. And yo, when she starts changing, like, she's next to me, and you know, I was just like, it's so hot in Miami. Like, oh my God, like, we sweating and everything. And there was a time, like, you know, when I was in Miami, it was before I went to my room. I had stopped at this Jamaican restaurant, right? And when I stopped at this Jamaican restaurant, it was the first time I ever really had like oxtails and like peas and rice and beans and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I had asked this dude where I should go eat, and he told me there. But anyways, while I was there, this girl in this pink Lambo was outside, and she used to be out the car, and she was like, hey, like, you know, what you from Miami? You live here? She just asked me questions about myself. And I was like, you know, I'm here to dance or whatever. And she was like, oh, you should try my product or whatever. And I was like, well, what is it? And she was like, well, it helps, you know, for sweat and stuff like that. And, you know, it helps with your pH. She had a whole line of stuff. But what she gave me was this deodorant, which I have. I still have it. Hold on, let me find it. This is it. This is what she gave me. Okay. It is called Cookie Wash Fruity Booty. Okay. And it goes under like your boobs and under like your ass cheek and like your little bikini line, like everywhere. It smells so good, y'all. But anyways, she gave me this that day. Crazy, I still have it to this time. But I've been using it forever. Now, mind you, I got Botox about a year or two ago, and everywhere that you could sweat, my underarms, under my forehead, everywhere, because Botox stops sweat. But anyways, she came up to me, whatever. So I had that. So when we got to the club, let me fast forward. When we got to the club or whatever, when we were changing, I pretty much am telling her, like, hey, it's so hot in Miami. Like, damn, I feel like we just showered and we already sweating, which was pretty much me. Where's my other brush? Hold on. Which was pretty much me, just trying to be like, damn, like, we was just in that Uber. Like, oh my God, it is so hot. Like, I need to freshen up or whatever. So we did have a house mom. So from that house mom, I ended up getting like a little rag or whatever and doing a little wipe down. But then I also had this. So I gave it to her. I was like, boo, try this. Like, it smells so good or whatever. And she did try this. I'm going to tell you, this actually works. I'm not holding y'all. This actually works. I want to see how this girl is doing, though. I need to look her up. Her Instagram, Sweet Cookie Wash. I need to look her up, but she was this beautiful, like, I remember it like it was yesterday. She's a beautiful brown skin girl. Oh my gosh, she hopped out that lamb truck like a boss, okay? And she had like a Jamaican accent. Real pretty girl. But anyway, she had gave me this and was like, try my product, whatever. And I had took it to work with me. And I remember giving it to the girl. What's her name? We'll name her Erica. The girl who I was dancing with at the club or whatever. I remember giving it to her and telling her, like, try it. And it actually worked that night. But anyways, let me tell you how that night went, okay? So, gave her this. I used it. She used it. I've been using that, to be honest, up until the point where I got my Botox. But I still use it. Say if I'm on a yacht or something, or I'm going straight from a yacht to, like, a club, I'll still use it because... Listen, sometimes you cannot control them. Botox only lasts for a certain amount of time. You got to keep on getting them redone. So anyways, yeah. I would say you could try Fruity Booty by Cookie Wash, by Sweet Cookie Wash. Anyways, girl, if you ever see this, I still got it. And I hope you're doing well. But anyways, so... we were at the club or whatever, and everybody's dressed. We're on the floor or whatever. When we get on the floor, I immediately get grabbed. Immediately, okay? One thing about it, me making money has never been a problem, especially in a club. Literally, as soon as I walk on the floor at a new club, 9 times out of 10, somebody is grabbing me immediately. And then all the other bitches try to come hawk and jump down and, oh, we want to, that's how it really goes. Bitches watch to see who dances me to see, because they always think that person has a lot of money or I know them. So anyways, walking on the floor, we already immediately get in a bag, okay? Now, when I get into this bag,